temperature.
Okay.
Maintaining the right temperature. And I would like to add this before I stop at this point,
Okay.
that as much as possible we should cover our food if we are not ready to
Mm.
eat immediately. Food should be properly covered, even in the kitchen or on the dining.
Mm.
Food should be covered,
Properly.
and we should, as much as possible, do not cook in darkness.
Wow.
We shouldn't cook in darkness, yes, be- because eventualities might happen. Probably you want to add salt, and there is something like salt close by, which is white, or let's say it is detergent. But because you are not seeing well, there is not much illumination.
Mm.
Contamination can take place at that point. So as much as possible, people should avoid cooking in darkness. It's very important. Very important.
Mm.
Thank
Mm.
you, ma.
All right, so thank you so much for those things that okay. I would like my listeners to really pay attention to the point that has been mentioned. Environment should be very clean. Ensure that you use
Yeah.
these disposable towels. Your towels must be neat. After like 3 days or 4 days, ensure you wash your towel or you change them. And also your plate, your cooking utensils must be very washed. And he mentioned a very interesting fact during the interview. He said something. He said that even after you've washed your cooking utensils, you still need to wash again. Just rinse it in order, because of germs that just flies around and things like that. Our foods must be kept well safe, because like what he said from the beginning, he said if we fail to do that, it can cause some illnesses that we are not expecting. And our health is very important. So okay, covering of your food, ensure you cover your food so well. If you are running, maybe somebody called you from outside, don't just leave your food and quickly attend to the person. Ensure you cover it first before you go attend to the person. All right, thank you so much for that. Now doing my research, I came across something called used to do. Used by used by do, I mean, I don't really get the way they okay, used by date, sorry.
Okay.
Used by date, what exactly is
Yes.
that in relation to food safety? Is it that your food must be okay, like all those packaged food? Is it that you must use them on the day itself, the day is expiring, or what does that really mean?
Okay. Thank you very much for that question. That has has to do with food labels.
Okay.
The, that's what is called food labels. So food labels, these are informations, nutritional informations and facts that are attached to the packaging of foods or food products. So
Okay.
this, yes, this this helps helps individuals or food users to make wise and the rightful choices.
Okay. Hmm.
To
Hmm.
make wise and rightful choices, because because the fact that this is food does not mean that it is meant for everyone.
Wow.
Yes, the fact that this is food does not mean that it is meant for everyone. The food that that can be so good to a young adult, the food that could help in the development and growth of a young adult, can be harmful
Hmm.
if given to an infant or toddler.
Wow.
Why? Yes. Why? Because such an such such infant, the system is not well developed
Hmm.
to 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 absorb or assimilate such kind of food. The, di-
Okay.
the digestive system has not been fully built to, to be able to break down every component of the
Okay.
food. So it is important that people should know what is called food labels. So
Okay.
a food label contains gives the name of the food. That's
Okay.
one. Two, a food label gives a list of ingredients used in the production or manufacture of a food or a food product. Also, this food label contain the dates of manufacture or packaging,
Okay.
the date of production or manufacture. Also, it contains what you've earlier asked on.
Okay.
Use by date, use by date or best before. So
Okay.
the use by date or sometimes we might see it as best before is simply the date of expiration. That is when it gets to that date, that food or the food product is no longer safe for consumption.
Okay.
So that food product is no longer safe for consumption. Hence, such food products should be consumed before the date of expiration.
Okay.
The best before date. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that explanation. I really appreciate it, and I really hope my listeners have paid attention to the food label. Ensure you check for the name of the food, the ingredients, the use by date, which is also known as best before, and also ensure that you know your food requirements, because what he said the other time, he said a food that is needed by adult and adult can eat, an infant or a toddler shouldn't eat it, in order to prevent causing harm. This is to show us that every categories of people have their own food requirements, so it's important that you find out that. Okay, so let's discuss food poisoning. Let's come to food poisoning. Yes, food safety. We've discussed food safety. Now let's discuss poisoning. Okay, are there symptoms for us to know that there's food poisoning, and can food poisoning be fatal? Because most times when people talk about food poisoning, they get to recover from it. Is it possible for people to be in danger of food poisoning and it's fatal?
Yes, thank you very much. So when we talk about food food poisoning is an illness caused by food contamination. So it's simply caused by when our food are being contaminated by either bacteria, viruses, parasites, or toxins. So food poisoning ranges. So it can be mild.
Okay.
It can be moderate. The effect of food poisoning can be just moderate, and in some cases also it can be so very severe.
Wow.
and if not well handled might lead to death.
Wow.
So it is yes. Food poisoning can be mild. It can have a moderate, medium effect, and also it can be severe, that it can be fatal.
Meaning that it still boils down to food safety. That is, if our food is safe, we can actually prevent ourselves from this food poisoning.
Yes, yes, yes,
Wow.
yes.
Wow. So food poisoning
Very
can be
correct.
fatal. Okay. So are there foods, are there particular food that the contamination of such food can have a higher risk, like a fatal poisoning, a higher effects on our body if being contaminated?
Yes, there are various factors factors
Okay.
that that could determine the fertility, the degree of the effect.
Okay.
Yes, one factor is the physiological state
Hmm.
of an individual.
Okay.
So yes, people like pregnant women, when when food poisoning occur in persons, in women who are pregnant, it can be very fatal
Wow.
because of 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 the physiological state in which they find themselves at that particular period.
Wow.
So yes, also again, older adults,
Hmm.
the elderly,
Wow.
that is people from from 50 and above, 50 years and above, the the degree of the effect can be fatal.
Hmm.
Yes, because the general body system is is already degrading,
Hmm.
is already degrading. So the agility of the body to try to fight against this effect can be quite low.
Hmm.
Can be low.
Hmm.
Yes, yes.
Wow. Wow.
And also also people with predisposing sicknesses,
Hmm.
people with predisposing sicknesses like HIV, like cancer, like diabetes, like kidney disease. This set of people, when food poisoning occur, it can be it can be very severe.
Hmm.
So as much as possible, persons in these categories should be properly taken care of.
Care of.
So
Hmm.
when it it comes to food choices, informed decision have to be made. Informed decision on their food choices, the
Hmm.
kind of food they are allowed
To
to eat,
eat.
when and what to eat
Hmm.
also comes to play. So this is where persons have have to seek the advice of professionals like the
Hmm.
doctors, your your dietitians, and your nutritionists. They
Okay.
will help and guide you on what kind of food to take at this point.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much. So I will need people in the live with me on the show to pay attention, a very good attention to this. Our adults, our older people, our elderly ones with us. We really need to ensure food safety whenever we cook for them. Make research, make information from professionals on the kind of food to eat, their requirements, and ensure that their food is all these things neatly prepared. Follow the procedures, and for our pregnant women too, because it can be fatal. Food poisoning, contamination of food as a result of lack of food safety, can cause food poisoning, which can turn out to be very fatal. Okay, so are there, in
Yeah.
a case of food poisoning at home, are there home remedy? Is there something one can quickly do at that time before the person is being carried to the hospital for treatment? Or once
Yeah.
it happens, you just
Yes.
start rushing the person?
Yes. Yes. So there are home remedies that
Okay.
can be put in place, or immediate treatment given. So before